What is up, everybody? My name is Jackson. Today I'm back with another YouTube video. Today's video, I'm going to talk about Jungle Scout and how to read the Jungle Scout numbers. But before we get into today's video, first I want to let you all know that sorry there's no face cam. It's simply because I haven't gotten ready today and I need to make this video. I need to get it out there. So no face cam today. Sorry about that. Second thing is, if you don't mind, please subscribe to the channel and also like today's video. It helps me out a lot and also keeps you all up to date with my channel and my new videos that I pump out every week. So make sure to like the video and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get in today's video. So last night, I was laying in bed actually, and I got a comment on one of my most recent videos, and it was a new subscriber, and he said, "Hey, can you go through the Jungle Scout numbers and explain what they mean? I'm having a hard time doing it." So I said, for sure, I'll do that. I don't mind taking requests for videos. I actually prefer it because it helps me out and also helps you out because it's what you all want to see. So today we're going to go through the Jungle Scout numbers. I'm going to go through each column and tell you what's important, what to look for, and kind of what criteria to use when you're doing your product research with Amazon FBA. So let's just go to a random. Product. Let's just go to this right here, this fishing rod. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up Jungle Scout numbers. Actually, we have to go to the full page listing. So let's just go back to Amazon. Let's just go to fishing. Let's see, fishing reel. All right, so as most of you all know, Jungle Scout is a product research tool that helps you break down numbers and determine which product is good to sell and what are bad ones to sell. It breaks down the numbers for you in terms of sales, reviews, all that stuff. I'll show you here in a minute, but that's kind of the background on it. In my opinion, you need it to do product research, or else you'll be spending double or triple hours trying to find a good product to sell on Amazon. So let's go ahead. We typed in fishing reel. Let's say we want to try and sell this product and see how it is. We have our page of the listings right here. Jungle Scout is just a Chrome extension. So you see in my top right corner, it's just a little icon, JS. That's the Chrome extension. We simply click that, give it a few seconds to load up. And still loading. Here's the loading. And bam, we have our numbers. So what do these numbers mean? What do we want to look for? What's important? What's not important? Let's get into it. So First off, you have your average numbers up top. This is what you want to look at first to begin with, okay? So we have average monthly sales, average sales rank, average price, average reviews. Now, what I look at the most, I don't really even look at average sales rank. People that I've learned from don't even say to look at it either. What you want to look at is average monthly sales, price, and reviews up here on the top right here. So average monthly sales, the base criteria you want is over 300 a month, okay? Over 300 average monthly sales a month is at least 10 products a day. Anything over that is exceptional. You kind of want to push for over 350 to 400 average monthly sales because you want to be selling over 10 a day. No matter how much your product costs, if you're selling at least 10 a day, you're going to be making some decent money and some decent returns. So average monthly sales, you want at least over 300. So, of course, this is almost 1,200. We'll just call it 1,200. We can check that off our list. Bam, that's great. So average monthly sales is basically how many they're selling a month. Just to say it one more time. So, for instance, they're selling 1,200 average monthly sales. So if you just do 1,200 divided about 30 days in a month, they're selling about 40 a day. That's outstanding. So that's how you kind of read this first number and determine what you want it. And like I said, you want at least 300 monthly sales. Next, we're going to skip sales rank. This is just, I believe, the product, how high it's ranked in Amazon. So 10,900. There's so many products in Amazon. That's a good one. But like I said, don't even look at average sales ranked, at least starting out. So average price. Average price is very important too. You don't want to sell a product that's too expensive, and you don't want to sell a product that's too cheap. What I use, my criteria is between $20 and like $60. That's the average price you want to look for when selling a product, because if you sell one that's like under 10 or under 15, there's no profit. If you sell one that's like over 60 or over 70, 75, then it's going to cost a lot of money to source that product. So you have to spend a lot of money up front. So I go by 20 to $60, $65. This obviously falls in that realm. It's at $36. So I said they're selling 40 a day, right? So let's say they're selling 40 a day times $36 basically. Can't type anything in my calculator. 40 times 36. They're selling about $1,450 in revenue a day. That is great. So let's say even half of that's profit. They're making about $750 a day, which is outstanding. So average price, very, very important too. You want it over $20 and under about $75. Okay, that's what you want to look for when you're looking for average price. Next, average reviews, 240. Now, this one is where it gets kind of, I guess you could say, tricky, or it gets kind of weird, because a lot of people say you want to look for average reviews to be like under 75 or under 50, but there's so few products on Amazon, so few listings that average under like 75 reviews. So what I would want to look for is like under 200 to 250, right? Because that way there's not too many, but you can still work your way into a first page listing. For example, don't sell fishing rods. There's huge brand names. But anyway, let's say we were selling, okay? I feel very confident I could come in here and get 41 reviews after about a month, or even 29 reviews, or even 87 reviews. Now, these certain listings aren't selling very much. You see they're selling 79 a month, 140 a month, but you see this one only has 79 reviews, and they're making, upwards close to $10,000 a month. So, and I'll break this sheet down here in a minute as well, but I'm just kind of still talking about average reviews. Basically, you want average reviews, in my opinion, to be under 200 or 250. If you have any huge outliers like 600, that's kind of an outlier. So that's kind of pushing the number up. 430, that's kind of pushing that number up. But besides those, there's 300. Most of them are under, it looks like. Oh, I'm sorry, you have one that has 1,000 reviews. So that's definitely skewing it up. But besides those few, most of them are like under 150, it looks like. So kind of watch out for that. With this big one being at 1,000 and this 400 and this 600, I would not do this product, just for example, because those reviews are super high. They're definitely going to buy from them first before they buy from you with 20 reviews. So average reviews, it's kind of vague, I know, but just make sure that that's at least under like 200, 175, around that area. You could probably get away with 250, but just look for the big outliers like this 1,000. I wouldn't do this product, for example, just because of that one big one. So now we broke down the average numbers up here on the top. Let's kind of go through the columns right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have 11 columns that we're going to talk about. 11 rows, so to say, either which way you look at it. So let's get into it. So obviously, this is just the rank and the search results. So obviously, this one right here is the first one that pops up for Fishing Reel, which is this one right here. These first two in the background are sponsored. So Jungle Scout always pulls up the first organic listing. It doesn't count in sponsor, so keep that in mind. This one right here matches up with this one, and it's the first one that pops up when you search for Fishing Reel. So that's kind of self-explanatory. It just puts in order of the listing that these all pop up on the actual screen. So self-explanatory. Product name, kind of self-explanatory as well. This is just how it shows up when you search it. So for instance, we search Fishing Reel, and this first organic search right here is basically, they have it listed as, sorry if I butcher this, Cats King Summer and Centron Spinning Fishing Reel 9+1 BB Light. Okay, so they have all those keywords in their listing. That's kind of what that means. You can look at these when you're trying to list your product, but don't spend too much time on it. We're just probably researching. Right here, brand, this is where you want to look hard, okay? So let's say this X-Cat brand had like 5 or 6 listings for this fishing reel, okay? So let's say it was X-Cat here. Let's say they had the first 5 or 6 listings. Do not go into that, because that means that they're dominating this market, okay? They're dominating this market. They have several listings on the first page. You would not be able to compete with them. Next, let's go to price. This is just each listing individually broken down. So you see our average price was $36, but we still have some in here, $13. There's one that's $100. So don't rely just on your average price. Go in here, see what they're selling for exactly. So let's say your fishing reel looked like this one, you probably wouldn't want to price it up to $100. You probably want to price it around $12. That also depends on your product quality. But just for instance, let's say you're selling one around this product or around this quality of the XCAT, you probably want to price it $100. You would probably want to price it around $13 to $15 range. Next is category. You don't have to pay too much attention to that. That's just, of course, it's all in sports and outdoors. Some products on the first page sometimes are all not in the same category. That's not a huge deal, but just glance over it once or twice while you're looking at each product. Next is rank. So rank is basically on Jungle Scout, they have it defined as the best sellers rank in the parent category. So that's their rank, I believe, in like sports and outdoors. So for instance, this one is ranked 93rd in sports and outdoors. You can view the product sales rank history. So I wouldn't spend too much time on this either. Just kind of look at the monthly sales and the price and reviews, but still I want to break all this stuff down for you all. So average rank, don't spend too much time on it. You can kind of hover over it. Like I said, it's just the seller's rank, the best sellers rank in the parent category. Next, we have sales. So this is very, very big too. Of course, in the top left, we have average monthly sales, but you want to see it broken down because some have 76 sales a month. Some have almost 10,000 sales a month. So, of course, this number is going to be kind of skewed by that, by the outliers. So, for sales, you want I would write this down or take notes on or something if you don't know it already. For sales, you want 7 of the top 10 or 7 of the top 12 listings to be over 300 sales. So, let's just kind of do a quick audit on this one. So, we have 1 over 300, we have 2 over 300, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 of the top 12 listings are over 300 sales. Let me just double check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we have 8 of the first 12 listings over 300 views. That is golden. We can check that big check mark off because it's very, very important. So that is huge when determining when to sell a product. Make sure that the first 7 out of the 12 listings are over 300 sales because one product could be selling like 10,000 a month and the rest could be selling 1 a month. And it would show the average monthly sales to be something like really, really good. So keep this in mind. Make sure you break down the sales before you jump into a product. Next is revenue. Revenue is kind of, I wouldn't call this the most accurate, but it does give you a good estimate. It's just a 30-day revenue estimate. So it just kind of does the math for you. This brand's making $335,000 in revenue. Let's say half of that's profit. They're making about $160,000 a month profit, if that's just half. It kind of just, so like I said, just does the math for you. You can see how much you could potentially be making if you're selling this amount at this price with this reel. So next we have reviews. Like I said, again, you have average reviews at the top, but you want to make sure you go and break down your average reviews because like it could be skewed as well. You could have one that had 3,000 reviews and the rest have 1, and it show it has a lot of reviews, but in reality, the first page doesn't have that many because it's just skewed by that 1. So just go through and break down your reviews. If you can see your way working, into the second spot with 41, or this one spot with 30, or this one spot with 80. You can see how many sales you could potentially be capturing if you worked your way up to the first page with that many reviews. So with reviews, the rule is, kind of the same thing with sales. The first 7 out of 12 listings, you want to be under, let's say, 150 reviews. So right here, we can just do a quick audit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 out of the first 12 listings are under 150 reviews. But they're not capturing that many sales. You see, just these big reviews are capturing most of the sales. So keep that in mind. But make sure that you do your audit on your sales and your reviews. You want the first 8 listings to be under those numbers or above those numbers out of the first 12 listings. And then we have rating. I don't look at rating or seller very much. People kind of freak out sometimes for seller if there's a bunch of A and Z sellers because that means Amazon selling it. But Amazon they don't utilize PPC much, and they don't do much advertising, and their listings aren't the best. So it's probably best to compete with Amazon sellers more so, or Amazon themselves more so than FBA, because FBA sellers listings are going to be more optimized. So rating, like I said, I don't look at too much. All these are 4.5 stars anyways. So I know that was a lot of information. I hope it helped you all with looking for product research and looking at products and how to read Jungle Scout. It can be confusing, but I hope this broke it down for you more and gave you a better understanding of what to look for and kind of what numbers to crunch and what to break down. If there's any more questions, please leave them down below, or feel free just to message me on Instagram, or just leave a comment, either or. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you don't mind to like the video, it'll help me out a lot. And anyways, I'll see you all next week on the next video. Thank you all.